What's up, everybody? Welcome to Lehigh Acres, Florida. We're gonna go for a drive to see what it's like out here in the morning when people are heading to work. Lehigh Acres is in Lee County, Florida, and it's not exactly the most prestigious place in Southwest Florida. It's kind of where the working class live, work, and do drive-bys.
They breathe too.
As you can see, there's quite a lot of people heading in that direction towards Naples and Fort Myers. So while it's usually very quiet in Lehigh, this time of day it's 7:30 here, and it's really a little bit more active as everybody's heading back into the metropolitan area of Fort Myers, Naples, Fort Myers. Everybody's off to work. There's quite a lot of traffic heading in the opposite direction.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Queen Avenue North.
As you would imagine, Interstate 75 at this time of day is going to be more packed. And my dad was telling me that even at like 5 in the morning, there's already traffic leaving Lehigh. He left Lehigh really early.
Turn right onto Queen Avenue
I haven't
North.
left Lehigh that early, but so I guess I gotta turn here. But you can see there's benches for the bus stops. That was a big thing here. There weren't.
Continue on Queen Avenue North for half a mile.
There weren't benches for the kids if they're going to school, so that while they wait for the buses, they have benches in some intersections for the kids while they're waiting for the buses. Usually those are good places to see if there's gang graffiti, if you're moving into a specific street or area. See what type of graffiti is on those, and you'll get an idea of what's going on in the neighborhood. It's actually a pretty idiot-proof way to figure out if the kids are into gangs and stuff, because most likely they're going to write whatever they're into at a bus stop, and then there's only 5 kids at a bus stop, so you can kind of get a pretty good idea of what's going on in the streets of those bus stop graffiti.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto 59th Street West.
But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of traffic heading out. These streets in the daytime are ghost towns, but in the morning there's a lot of traffic. Everybody in Lehigh's got to go into them.
Turn left onto 59th Street West.
You know what would anger these people if we just like pick like one of the major intersections and just like sit there and fish while they're all going to work, much as they normally are. It just anger somebody like you're going to work and here's this guy fishing by the side of the road. We're going to work too, but we're heading in the opposite direction.
Continue on 59th Street West for 1 mile.
1 mile, man. We're on Pat North. Pat Avenue North. This is too hectic of a lifestyle. I'm glad we didn't do this. Living in Lehigh, working in Naples, that's so hectic. I mean, the math that I did was an hour and 20-minute commute. When you look at statistics and stuff, they're not accurate. You know, like those commute time statistics online, that's garbage. Like literally, I did the math. It took us 40 minutes to get from Bonita Beach Road to the exit, right? To the entrance of Lehigh. It took us 40 minutes. I'll upload that video in a little bit. You still got at least 20 minutes to Naples, and you still got at least 20 more minutes back here. So it's about an hour and 20-minute commute. That's not a commute I'm trying to take part of right there. I mean, literally, they leave your house at 5, but you wake up at 4:30, 5 in the morning, and you're not back till 6 every single day, 5 or 6 days a week. That is miserable. And that's what people do to live these suburban lifestyles. To say they live in Southwest Florida, where metal cage and the air conditioner, where if they lived like somewhere cheaper than, and not that this area is expensive, but
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Sunshine Boulevard North.
I don't know. I don't get how people can do this. It's kind of like we go to these like Lehigh and Nashville and Orlando, and you see these like hectic commutes and everything.
Sunshine Boulevard North.
Just don't focus. Sunshine, let the sunshine in Hialeah, in Lehigh too.
Continue on Sunshine Boulevard North for half a mile.
And it's like the whole thing's like a giant grid pattern. Like where we lived, the suburbs of Montgomery, are, you know, little roads and country roads and farms, and once in a while there's a cow or something, you know. Like, this is a giant grid pattern.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto West 17th Street.
And then people are like, I live in Lehigh because of nature. This is nature. It's a giant grid pattern. Nature is like where we live, where there's a deer in your backyard when you wake up in the morning.
Turn left onto West 17th
And the
Street.
neighbor's cows get loose and come on your lawn. There's no cows, there's no barns.
There's barely trees.
There's barely trees. It's like a freaking, like a
Continue
desert.
on West 17th Street for 2 miles.
It's a giant grid pattern.
Yeah. And when I say trees, I mean shade trees.
This is pretty here.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
This is pretty right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you get to the east side of Lehigh, it has nothing to do with the west side of Lehigh. Like,
Yeah.
even if you look at it on satellite, like everything behind us, the only thing you can see is roads.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is nice here. Like, this
Yeah.
is nature right here. But there's parts of Lehigh, like, I guess west of Sunshine, even on a satellite, it looks like a desert. Like, here there's more trees.
Yeah.
Like, we're in North Lehigh now, like the north part, north central part. More trees through here. Remember when we wanted to move out here, and we would talk to people that live out here and ask them how they had their house broken into? And there are people that told us, yeah, like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, for real? And then we met the guy who had his house broken into 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, stop buying TVs, man. And he never caught them. You can slip up once or twice, man. How many times are you gonna slip up, man? Like, this is a greener part right here, you know? Just a little bit more nature. This isn't ugly. But still, there's no barns, or it's still a giant grid pattern. That's what I don't get about Florida. Like, everything's flat. Every road's a grid pattern. You know, like the outskirts of Montgomery, you got hills, you got lakes, ponds. It's just one giant square box. It's not, there's nothing, there's no winding roads, there's no turns, no barns, no barn house. Just a straight road, a street every quarter mile or something. Confederate flag right there. Wouldn't that just anger them if that was the cover photo for this video?
Yes.
I should like totally go back. Let me spin around that block real quick. I should like totally. It's not even windy though. That's what sucks. I wish it was windy enough to like I can make that the cover photo. That would be a great cover photo just to anger people.
Head south on Edison
Might not be the
Avenue
only
toward
one
West
out here.
16th Street.
I tell you, like they see
In
more.
1,000 feet, turn left onto West 16th Street.
They're building 2 houses on this street right now. 2 houses are being built. 2 houses are going on. How much crap do you need?
Turn left onto West
Look
16th Street.
how trashy this is. Hey, look how much like like they have like what the crap? Look how much garbage they have. 2 bobcat trailer, a bush hog. Why do they have garbage like laying on the easement? This is the area where we were looking at. Remember the house on Moore Street's not too far from here.
Yeah.
Oh, they paved this one.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking to people and they were telling us like how many
Head
times
west on West 16th Street toward Prospect Avenue, then turn right onto Prospect
they were
Avenue.
telling us how many times they got robbed.
Turn right onto Prospect Avenue.
Prospect.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto West 17th Street.
All I remember was when we went to go look at the house, Dad had picked out his room and his bathroom within 3 seconds of seeing the house.
It's a shame. That wasn't a bad buy. The thing is, it's a wood frame house.
Yeah.
This house has a Confederate
Turn
flag
right
on it.
onto West 17th Street.
It's kind of odd for Southwest Florida. I wish I could. Let me get a good angle over there. I gotta be facing this way. Let me get a good cover photo off that. I can just do it right here. That's kind of like they see more rebel flags here in Lehigh than we do in Alabama.
I know.
Like our family that lives here, they have 5
Head
rebel
north on
flags
Prospect Avenue toward West 18th Street.
on their daily commute. They see 5 rebel flags. We live in Alabama. We see maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And none of these people, like, I would almost guarantee that it's questionable whether their heritage is really that. Like they may not even, they may be like from up north or something. Who knows? I'm not saying that's the case with this particular person, but like, there's no way. Like, there really aren't that. Like before 1960, there was literally nobody in Florida. I wish it was windy, just a little bit of wind. I wish there was just enough wind so that you can clearly see what it is. I'm pretty sure you can kind of tell what it is.
18th Street.
That is trashy. Look at that. They don't even have central air. And that's the other thing. Like, how the crap you're not gonna have central air? Look at the car behind us. It is flying. Speed limit's 30. It's going at least 60. And now he's trying to pass us. What is this doing like? 30, 35? He's trying to go at least 60. Unbelievable. These roads are kind of big. What happened? What happened?
The American combined with the Confederate flag.
Yeah, so there's 2 Confederate flags out here.
Yeah.
And really, like, you know why they put that out? It has no. They put it out just to be. See that guy? There he goes. This is Lee. I'm going 40 miles an hour. I don't know what's speed limit is.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Richmond Avenue North.
He's got a Confederate flag right there.
Yep.
But Southern people, they're not like that. He's got to be going 60, 65 miles an hour right here. Because I'm going 45, almost 50 now.
Yeah.
So he's going 65 miles an hour through these back roads.
Turn left onto Richmond Avenue North.
He's going 65 miles an hour through these back roads. He's got like the Florida flag, and it's got a rebel flag on it, right? So yeah, it's a Florida flag with a rebel flag. But what's interesting is, like, I really, like, there were only like 1 million people in Florida before air conditioner. That means that
Continue on Richmond Avenue North for 1 mile.
only 1 in 17 people in Florida is actually like a real Floridian. Roughly.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like born in Florida, I mean like generational.
Yeah.
And out of those people, like half are from up north.
Yeah.
So that means that like 1 in 30 some people is really like a real Florida, not even.
Yeah.
Like we 135 people. And out of those people, not every Floridian was a Confederate.
Yep.
Because Florida, like that fort we went to over there, and that was actually a Union. That was a Union fort over there in North Florida. Remember the fort we went to?
Yep.
That was actually a Union fort during the Confederacy. I mean, most of the rural Floridians are more Spanish than they are English.
Yep.
And the Spanish flag predates the Confederate flag. The actual Confederate flag is actually, so not for the kids right here. The actual Confederate flag is based off of the Cross of St. Andrews, which is the flag of the Spaniards. A lot of these people would, if they're real Floridians, they would probably be
turn right onto Greenbrier Boulevard.
more likely to be, Spaniard than English, or I don't But I always, like, in Alabama, like, if somebody has a rebel flag up, like, we know people on our street who have
Turn right onto Greenbrier Boulevard.
rebel flag stuff, and they're actually not supposed to have it because they're not really like that. Where the person who could have it on our, like, we know someone who could have the rebel flag on them, because they actually have people in a gravesite with their last name all over, and on the, like, let's say, like, you live in a town and you have your last name, and there's 5 grave sites in that town, and they all were Confederate veterans. You could have a rebel flag, and you can call it within context. And a lot of them don't. I just like a lot of people here, like they're fake rednecks. Like, I remember when I lived when I went to school here, all the kids out in the Golden Gate Estates, they wanted to be rednecks or whatever. A lot of them were my friends. They wanted to be rednecks. And it was kind of like a popularity thing, you know. It wasn't really like they really were not real Floridians or real anything. You know, they were from like Connecticut or something, you know. But they lived out in the estates and they wanted to be rednecks or pretend they were rednecks or whatever. And they don't have any, like, at all, any southern anything. And they don't really know what they are. It's just weird how many people, like, take that up and run with it like it's their own thing, and really, like. And again, I'm not saying that these particular people out here like that. You know, I'm just saying in general. I've noticed that here in Florida, there's a lot of people who kind of take up these things as their own. Like, a lot of the people, I know for a fact, a lot of people here in Lehigh, they do that mostly as a, again, like kind of to offend Cuban people. I know for a fact that there's people here that have the flags to offend Cuban people, and what they don't know is that
in a quarter mile, turn left onto Joel Boulevard.
That flag actually originated off the cross of St. Andrews, which is a Spanish flag in Florida. And the Spaniards are basically Cubans. I mean, it's just odd how people just run with stuff and they have no idea what it actually means. They have no idea. Like, a lot of Cubans get offended at the Confederate flag. Like, some American person will put up a Confederate flag and the Cubans get offended, and the Americans are putting it up to offend the Cubans. But what they don't know is that that flag actually originated with the Spanish flag. It is taken off the Spanish flag. It's so dumb how people, like, take up stuff intentionally to offend other people, mostly, because there's not a lot of context here. You can't find a single building in Lehigh Acres that was here 100 years ago. What the crap was the only thing that was here was the cattle people that ran cattle from Arcadia to Punta Rassa and Fort Myers, and they were mostly dealing with Cubans. Like, the real Arcadia cowboys, they made their entire wealth selling cattle to Cubans, because back then Florida was starving and they depended on Cuba. They depended on Cuba buying cattle because Cuba ate a lot of cattle and Florida provided it. You know? It's just interesting how people have absolutely no historical context for anything. You know, they run with stuff, but they really don't understand any historical context for anything. How much do they want for that? You saw how much they want for it. You saw it. Tell me, how much was it?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You saw it. Like, literally, there was, I'm pretty sure the oldest building in Lehigh Acres may not even be 100 years old. I'm pretty sure, like, if you found me a building here, like, maybe along 80, there might be a house that's 110 years old at most. Or in LaBelle. For sure, yeah, LaBelle for sure. But in Lehigh, really, there was nothing out here. Everybody here is a transplant. Like, the people from here are like a very, very small, like, some people in Olga, some people in Alva, some people in LaBelle. Really small number of people. There's a lot of older stuff in Alva and basically along Highway 80. Buckingham has a old cemetery. I want to go check that out while we're here. I want to see how old those grave sites are in Buckingham. I haven't checked that out yet. Drove past it many times. I've never been curious enough to see what's in Buckingham. We're getting alerts from Millbrook. Hydraulic outlook. What is a hydraulic outlook? What is this? Hydraulic? What is hydraulic? What is this warning I got?
Be a tropical.
What is that? Is that
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Florida 80 East.
Periods of heavy rainfall that will bring threat of flooding over the weekend.
Oh, that hurricane's going that way.
Yeah.
We'll stay the crap out. Hey, can you look at that hurricane too? It's gonna do
And more.
So there's gonna be raining. So that hurricane's heading up that way.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stay the crap out
Turn
of
right
that.
onto Florida 80 East.
I hope it rains for a week. That way people know not to expect me to work. I need to get this. Is this cuban place open? I need to at least grab a toast and coffee before I leave.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could just do this in Millbrook, Alabama?
Huh?
It would be nice if in Alabama we could just do this right here. Just get some coffee and Cuban toast before we went to work. That would be
You
the
can give
crap.
me a sandwich.
This place ain't all that good. I'm just gonna grab. You want a sandwich?
Yeah.
That's early in the morning.
Yeah.
If you grab a sandwich, then I'm gonna grab a
Oh,
sandwich.
sandwich. That's what I want. I want a sandwich
This
and
place,
a coffee.
this place ain't all that great. It's never been all that great, but I mean, at least
I got a good pie.
yeah, to that, yeah.